Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktiri Bhavati Na Yastike Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, let me share my screen. Where is my... One sec. Wait for iPad, Excel. Give me one sec. Let me see what's going on. Oh, okay. 8.3. Okay, let me share. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So the 18th chapter is the very, very last chapter, and the conclusions of Srimad Bhagavad Gita by Krishna to Arjuna. And here there are questions asked by Arjuna to Krishna, okay? And Krishna explaining how devotional service or service to Krishna can be carried out. And in the first shloka, he was asking what is the difference between renunciation and tyaga. Tyaga and renunciation, there are two aspects in this chapter we need to discuss. So I just give a 2 or 3 minutes of difference between tyaga and renunciation. Apparently both look like same, but Krishna clarifies very clearly. So the one is ceasing the all fruitive activities totally, okay? Stopping all actions which produce results, okay? Actions performed have an idea to enjoy the results, okay? Stopping all actions is called renunciation, means you don't do any work, renunciation. You stop all actions which produce results. And whereas tyaga, sacrifice, is perform actions but give results to Krishna. So that's the difference. Okay, tyaga means you act and you give results. That is, we call nishkama karma yoga in the 3rd chapter. That is tyaga. Renunciation means basically you stop acting, working, stopping all the actions is called sannyasa. Okay, so normally stopping all fruitive work is not possible because any work we do, it's not possible to sannyasa act. We are basically in sacrifice, tyaga. What we do, we offer results to Krishna. But we can't give all results to Krishna. Originally, people say 50%, that is also not possible. So the more you give up the results, comparatively, you become more and peaceful. That's the whole idea. Why Krishna introduced Nishkama Karma Yoga? To have a peace of mind, so that when you do action, leave results to Krishna, so that we don't have to worry about it. The problem is the more we hold on, the more mental agitation. That's why Krishna beautifully tells in 3rd chapter, Nishkama Karma Yoga. Do your action, forget about the results. So initially, I think more we collect and the more we hoard it, it is good. It gives pleasure initially, but the more we collect without any sharing. Initially, it looks nice. That is what Krishna says here. Initially, holding look nice, but everything will be nice initially because we are gone away from the Vedic system of education, because Vedic system of education explains very beautifully in Gurukulas how things have to be shared, how only necessary things have been acquired and unnecessary things have to be given up. But because of the education system since last 500 years back, we have been taught how to hoard a lot over the material nature, how to hoard and collect and keep. If you go to each and every house, even including devotees, we can collect 70% of the items which have been not used for more than 6 months, but still we collect it. Correct me, Mataji, if I'm wrong. Okay, that is our nature. Want, want, want. Okay, so that nature is Krishna calls, is called Bhoktutva. Bhoktutva means enjoyership, to enjoy. So the opposite of Bhoktutva means Bhokta, enjoyership. Kartutva means doership. So these two have to be simultaneously understood. What is the Bhoktatva and what is Kartutva? So in the initially the second and third chapters, Krishna tells Arjuna, right? We'll go to that shloka later. So we are going to discuss those items today. So in the 18th chapter and 9th shloka, sorry, just I'm supposed to take 8.10, but I'll start from 8.9 onwards. Here, Prabhupada beautifully talking about how work, O Arjuna, translation by Prabhupada ki jai. O Arjuna, when one performs his prescribed duty only because it is ought to be done, and renounce all material association and all attachment to the fruit, his renunciation is said to be the mode of goodness. The work has been divided in the 4 categories actually. One is mode of passion and mode of ignorance, mode of passion, and mode of goodness. So even the work has been done in mode of goodness is also not pure, because Krishna is beyond the modes of material nature. He is called Adokshaja, means beyond these material senses. Okay, that case, even work done in mode of goodness also has some tinge of our personal benefit. So that's why work has to be done in pure Krishna consciousness. That is beyond mode of goodness. Because why that is called Vasudeva platform. Shuddham Vishuddham Vasudeva Tattvam. The mode of good, beyond mode of goodness. So, but at least Krishna is requesting that do action in the mode of goodness. So here Prabhupada writes beautifully, prescribed duties must be performed with this mentality. One should act without attachment for the results. This is called Nishkama Karma Yoga. It should be disassociated from the modes of work. Okay, when we involve in pure Krishna consciousness, modes doesn't matter. Modes doesn't matter. Even devotion mode of passion, devotion mode of goodness, devotion mode of ignorance also accepted by Krishna. As examples, Lord Hanuman, he was very mad, and he went to Lanka, and he, with anger, he was able to destroy whole Sri Lanka. That is a mode of passion, but that is a devotional service to Lord Ramachandra. So a work which has been done, mode of passion also accepted by Krishna. That service can be done. A man working in Krishna consciousness in a factory does not associate himself with the work of the factory, nor with the workers of the factory. He simply works for Krishna. And then when he gives up the results for Krishna, he is acting transcendentally. That is, acting beyond mode of goodness. So now, today's shloka is 18.10. I'll just recite shloka. If you are on mute, you can recite with me, after me. If not, I'll go ahead. Na dvesti akushalam karma kushale nanu sajjate tyagi sattva. Sorry. Tyagi sattva samavisto.
Tyagi sattva samavisto.
Medhavi chinna samshayaha.
Medhavi chinna samsaya.
Na dvesti akushalam karma.
Nadvesti akushalam
karma
karma.
Kushalena nusajyate.
Kushalena anusajate.
Tyagi sattva samavishto.
Tyagi sattva samavito.
Medhavi chinna samshayah.
Medhavi
Medhavi chinna
chinna
samsayah.
Na dvesti akushalam karma.
Nadvesti
Nadvesti akushalam karma.
karma.
Kushalena nusajyate.
Kushalena nusajjate.
Tyagi sattva samavishto.
Yagi sattva
Tyagi
samavishto.
Medhavi chinna samshayah.
Medhavi chinna samsayah.
Okay, translation by Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Repeat after me. The intelligent renouncer situated in the mode of goodness.
The intelligent are situated in the mode of goodness,
Neither hateful of inauspicious work,
Neither
neither
hateful of inauspicious work,
nor attached to auspicious work,
nor
nor
attached to auspicious work,
has no doubts about work.
has no doubts about the work.
This is, Prabhupada says, this is a Paramhamsa level. Paramhamsa level. Like intelligence renouncer, situated in the mode of goodness. Intelligent renouncer. In the mode of goodness, neither hateful of auspicious work nor attached. Actually, neither hateful of inauspicious work nor attached to auspicious. Oh, this is good, let me attach to this work. Oh, this is bad, let me detach work. No. For a transcendentalist, either good or bad, everything is a bad. Why? Can anybody on the call affirm it? Why it is? Inauspicious work, auspicious work, doesn't matter for the devotee. Why it is so?
It creates the bondage. Prabhu.
Exactly, absolutely. Jai Prakash Prabhu ki jai. Such a beautiful answer. He creates bondage. Doesn't matter. You good or bad work or good work or bad. Everything is bad. It creates bondage. Yatratna karmano yatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Karma bandhan. That is a question asked by Mother Devahuti to his son, Supreme Lord Kapila Deva. What is the reason for suffering in the material world? Bandhan hai, bandhan. Attachment. That is the work that creates. Okay. Let's go to the purport here. Any volunteer to read purport, please?
A person in Krishna consciousness or in the mode of goodness does not hate anyone or anything which trouble his body. He does work in the proper place and at the proper time without fearing the troublesome effect of his duty. Such a person situated in a transcendence should be understood to be the most intelligent and beyond all the doubts in his activity.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So beautifully, Prabhupada explaining what is the reason for bondage. And here, the intelligent definition of one material calculation is different. If somebody is a CEO of the company, we think is most intelligent person. Bill Gates. Nowadays, Elon Musk, close to $1 trillion. He's the most intelligent person. That's what we think. Right? That is our material definition of intelligence. But in the spiritual, in our Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, what is intelligence as defined by Prabhupada? Anybody on the call would say, please? How the intelligence has defined in our spiritual context? You're all intelligent people. You don't know how intelligent you are attending this class are all intelligent people. What that is the definition of intelligence is Prabhupada writes beautifully. End of the 6th chapter. Yogi nama sarvesham sarga madgatane antaratmana. Yogi nama sarvesham. Who is the greatest yogi? If somebody was saying answer, I stopped it. Can you go ahead, Mataji or Prabhuji, somebody?
Prabhu, is there ability to distinguish matter from spirit?
That is, yes, absolutely. That is the right answer, Mataji. Now, in other words, what you said is basically a person who is fully engaged in Krishna consciousness is a intelligent person. Why is intelligent person? Anyone in the call, please? Because anybody has an answer? Why is intelligent person? Because he is situated in Krishna consciousness. Because he is purely working on a basic tenet of Jivere Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. And I was giving an example of Sachimataji. She had the same example and was part of Bhakta also. I was giving an example of onion. We used to eat onion very nicely. Without onion, we never used to have a meal without onion, right? Last 20 plus years, we gave up onion. And you take an onion has a different layers, right? You might have forgot onion now, but the different layers. And our material consciousness is compared with the onion. Take an onion, okay? And we identify our bodily concept with the onion. How that is possible? For example, how we identify with the material consciousness is, okay, I am a father. It's a one layer of onion. Okay, I am a husband. One layer of, peel down one onion. Okay, I'm a husband, peel up. I am a son, good son, peel down. I'm a good husband, peel down. I am a good father, peel down. I am a good worker, peel down. I am a good CEO, peel down. And as you peel down all the layers, there's a one layer you cannot peel anymore, right? Keep on peeling. And in between, you get a basic nature of the onion that we cannot peel anymore, okay? That is the core identity of who you are. That's what core identity who you are. There's no peel of the layers. That means that we are purely a spirit soul, part and parcel of Lord Sri Krishna. That is our core identity. And when you come to that core identity, we are fully situated in the transcendence. But because of these layers occupied in the onion, then we identify sometimes I am a father, I have to do this one. I am a husband, I have to do this one. I am a son, I have to do please my mother. I am a worker, I have to please my boss. So all these activities which are not connected to Krishna consciousness leads us into this darkness of material world. That is acting in mode of passion, mode of ignorance, and even mode of goodness also will be conditioned by these things. And that's why in the 8th chapter, now, in the 8th chapter, Arjuna asking questions to Krishna. What is Brahman? Okay. And then he says, what is karma, etc. He's asking. Brahman is what? When you take the onion and peel down and you cannot peel anymore, that core identity is a Brahman, which is indestructible living entity, who you are. And when you're indestructible living entity, you're part and parcel of Lord Sri Krishna. What is your duty? Your duty is to serve him eternally. That is what human form of life is meant for. Right? We have taken life after many lives. Bhagavatam explains, Durlabho manusho janme, dehi nam shanabhanguram, tatrabi durlabham manye, vaikunta priya darshanam. No, Durlabho manusho deho. It's very rare to get this human form of life, right? Tatrapi durlabham manye vaikunta priya darshanam. My dear devotees, very rare to this human form of life. And once you get this human form of life, don't misuse. It's not worth it. Why? It is very rare to get Tatrapi vaikunta priya darshanam. These are the devotees of the Lord. Priyadarsanam, Vaikuntha Priyadarsanam means a pure devotee of the Lord. And when you take the association of the pure devotees of the Lord, then we are in that transcendence. And work done at that point, at that level, is called pure devotional service. A person, here Prabhupada says, a person in Krishna consciousness or the mode of goodness does not have anyone or anything which troubles his body. And he does work in the proper place and the proper time without fearing troublesome effects of his duty. Why he's becoming without troublesome? Because he is situated in the transcendence. He knows that either good or bad doesn't bother for me. I have to do my prescribed duties and get out of this world. Such a person situated in the transcendence should be understood to be the most intelligent person. A person situated in that consciousness is called most intelligent person. Why? Doesn't matter. All these good or bad in this material world is just ephemeral, short-lived. Doesn't matter for me. With that consciousness, when we act, that we will be in the good transcendence. Because, as I said, this human form of life is very, very rare to get. How do you best utilize? And Padma Purana beautifully explains Jalajana Lakshani, Stavaraha Lakshvimshati, Drudras Krimiya Rudra Sankhya, Pakshinam Dashalakshanam, Chatur Lakshani Manavaha. After all these, of 8.4 million species of lives, we have 400,000 human forms of life. And in that, we are Aryans, we are intelligent people. And how difficult to get this human form of life. And if that is the type, how we can best utilize this one? I just want to quote one shloka from Mukunda Mala Sutra, which is my beautiful book by Kulashekar Alvar, how he's praying Supreme Lord, okay? And I would request everyone to recite this shloka when I read. It is such a beautiful, auspicious evening when you recite this shloka, all inauspiciousness will be gone from our life, okay? Please repeat after me, I'll share the screen. Can you able to see my screen?
Can you enlarge the lettering?
This one is good. Can you see this one, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Okay, repeat after me. Sri Vallaveti Varadeti Daya Pareti.
Sri
Vallaveti Varadeti Daya Pareti.
Bhakta Priyeti Bhavalutana Kovideti.
Bhakta Priyeti Bhavalun Thanavko Videti.
Nateti Nagashayaneti Jagannivaseti.
Nateti Nagasayaneti Jagannivaseti.
Alapinam Pratidinam Kuruma Mukunda.
Alapinam Pratidinam Kurunam Mukunda.
This is recited by our great Kulashekar Alvar. Prabhupada writes beautifully commentary on this one. You know how he's praying by knowing that fact that human form of is very rare to get. He's beautifully glorifying the Supreme Lord. Okay, just repeat after me. Translation also. O Mukunda.
O Mukunda.
My Lord.
My Lord.
Please let me become a constant reciter of your names.
Let me become the constant reciter of your name.
Addressing you as Sri Vallabha.
Addressing you
as Sri Vallabha.
He who is very dear to Lakshmi.
He
who is very dear to Lakshmi.
Varada, the bestower of benedictions.
Varada, the bestower of
benedictions.
Dayapara, he who is causelessly merciful.
Dayapara, he who is causelessly merciful.
Bhakta Priya, he who is very dear to his devotees.
Bhakta Priya, he
who is very dear to his devotees.
Bhavalutana Kovida, he who is expert at plundering the status quo of repeated birth and death.
Bhavalutana Kovida, he who is
expert at the plundering the status quo of repeated birth and death.
Natha, the Supreme Lord.
The Natha, the Supreme Lord.
Jagannivasa, the resort of the cosmos.
Jagannivasa, the resort of the cosmos.
And Nagashayana, the Lord who lies down on the serpent bed.
And Nagashayana.
So I just want to read only 2-3 paragraphs, only small 3 paragraphs. Any devotee volunteer to read first paragraph? Devotee is a good opportunity to read, okay?
If the devotee of the Godhead is to be who glorify the personality of the Godhead under this under the dictation of the transcendental ecstasy. This ecstasy is byproduct of pronounced love for the Supreme, which is itself attained by the process of glorification. In this age of the quarrel and fighting, The process of chanting and glorification recommended by the king Kulvakwara is the only way to attain the perfection.
Dear devotees, Kulashekar Alvar, he is a South Indian king. He was a king of the kings. He had everything in his life. But look at his prayer to the devotees. A devotee of the Godhead, he will glorify the personality of God under the dictation of transcendental ecstasy. This ecstasy is a byproduct of profound love for the Supreme, which is itself attained with the process of glorification. What we are doing today evening, we are glorifying Krishna, the process of glorification. In this age of quarrel and fighting, we all know that how the four symptoms of Kali Yuga. What are the four symptoms of Kali Yuga? Inherently involved in Kali Yuga, four symptoms. First one is cheating propensity, illusion, imperfect senses, committing mistakes. These four are inherently involved in Kali Yuga. In this age of quarrel and fighting, the process of chanting and glorification recommended by King Kulashekara is the only way to attain perfection. That's why Prahlad Maharaj beautifully explains Shravanam, Kirtanam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. These are process only to purify our consciousness in the age of Kali Yuga. Okay. Any person second paragraph other than Jayaprakash Prabhu?
Persons who are infected with the disease of material attachment and who suffer from the pangs of repeated birth and death cannot relish such recitation of the Lord's glories, just as a person suffering from jaundice cannot relish the taste of sugar candy. By nature, sugar candy is as sweet as anything, but to a patient suffering from jaundice, it tastes as bitter as anything. Still, sugar candy is the best medicine for jaundice. By regular treatment with doses of sugar candy, one can gradually get relief from the infection of jaundice, and when the patient is perfectly cured, the same sugar candy that tasted bitter to him regains its natural sweetness.
Look, we are all diseased in this material world, devotees. Here I have a disease called jaundice. And the Kali Yuga mantra has been given as a sugar candy. But because we have disease of this jaundice, when we recite, we feel no taste for our Supreme Lord and the holy names of Krishna. But we have to keep on doing. One day, our suffering will be gone and we see the sweetness and molas of Sri Krishna. Why? Because Krishna has invested all his Nama Rupa Guna Leela. Just by name of Krishna, what is that Bhaktivinoda Thakur says? Nama Chinta Mani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvam Nama Namina. Devotees, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains so beautifully. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya. Nama, name of Krishna is Chintamani, wish-fulfilling desire tree. Abhinnatvam Nama Namino. There is no difference between Krishna's name and Krishna's form. And Krishna's name is more merciful than Krishna himself. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu beautifully explains that Nam Namakari Bahuda Sarva Shakti Tatrapita Nimita Smaranena Kala. Nam Namakari Bahuda Sarva Shakti. All the energies of Krishna is invested in his name. He came in the form of name, Kalikala Nama Rupe, Krishna Avatar. In Kali Yuga, he came in the form of name. That name has Nama Guna Rupa Leela. Sitting in your room, in your apartment, you can see Krishna's pastimes just by chanting his glories, his names. Just by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just by chanting this Maha Mantra, you can see Krishna, you can see the pastimes in Goloka Vrindavan from your room, like a remote television, devotees. And when you reach at the level of, after another nivritti process, asakti attachment comes, you see fully dependent on Krishna, and you chant his glories, you can see Krishna eye to eye, face to face. One time somebody was asking Prabhupada, did you see Krishna? Prabhupada said, what seeing Krishna? I talk to him every day. Look at the conscious level. That is what we can do also, same thing. Okay, that is the beautiful holy name of Krishna given in Kali Yuga. Okay, I just read one more paragraph, we'll stop it. Somebody for the third paragraph, please. devotees? No one is there to read? We have all
yes,
English.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Go ahead.
Oh, someone
Go
was
ahead,
going.
Prabhuji.
Go ahead,
No,
go ahead,
Prabhuji, go
Mataji.
ahead, go ahead. Yes. In the same way, glorification of the transcendental name, fame, attributes, pastimes, and entourage of the personality of Godhead tastes bitter to those who are suffering from the infection of material consciousness, but it is very sweet to those who have recovered from the infection, from this
Infection. So,
infection.
as I said, devotees, we're all diseased in this material world. Okay. And our jaundice and doesn't let enjoy the glories of Lord, transcendental vibrations. Okay, so we have to slowly come out of that disease and follow what Kulashekar Alvar is presenting here. Okay, so coming back to our shloka today, 18.10, a devotional service done in the mode of goodness. Okay, the person doesn't worry about good or bad, everything is a bad. And such person is situated in the transcendence. And I would like to just connect to one more shloka, then I'll stop here. Okay. In the third chapter, we all know that famous Karma Yoga chapter, right? And one shloka which exactly connects to the what we read in 18.8. Please repeat after me. Mai sarvani karmani
Mai sarvani karmani
sanyasadmata chetasa
Sadhasa Chaitana
nirashir nirmamo bhutva
Vyasi Niramamo Bhutva
yuddha swabhigata jvaraha.
Udvasa Virtasva.
Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. Please
Jai.
repeat after me. Don't be on the mute, devotees. We're all mute all day doing some material work. Okay, please. Therefore, O Arjuna,
O Arjuna,
surrendering all your work unto me
surrendering all
your
your
work
work
unto me,
unto me,
with full knowledge of me,
with the
Full
full
knowledge
knowledge
of
of
me,
me,
without desires for profit,
without
without
desire,
without desire for profit,
with no claims to proprietorship,
with
no
no
claims
claims
to
to proprietorship,
proprietorship,
and free from lethargy fight.
and
and
free
free from
from
lethargy,
fight.
fight.
Krishna means how to fight, right? The whole essence of Bhagavad Gita is to fight. Every chapter, do this, then fight. Every chapter ends with fight, with different conscious level. Starting from first chapter, material consciousness. Second chapter, he gets spiritual knowledge. Third chapter, he gets how to do karma without attachment. And fourth chapter, transcendental knowledge, etc., etc. All the way, every chapter is fight, but with this condition. Fight, but with this condition. Fight with this condition. Here he's telling, without proprietorship, without lethargy. Lethargy means like a laziness. Get up and fight. The second chapter, Arjuna says, Nistray Kunya Bhava Arjuna. He says that, oh, Arjuna, sorry, Krishna, I don't want to fight this, that. No. Rise above three modes of material nature. What is that? Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunya Bhava Arjuna. Come out of these modes, rise up and fight, because fighting is your dharma. Okay, and purport, we'll read this beautiful purport, then we conclude. Okay, again, I request volunteers read up to this line here. The devotees, this is a glorifying Krishna. One time our Gauranga Prabhu from Shaupati said, the most benefit devotees would get is when the Shastras have been read in the association of the devotees. That's the best way of reading scriptures and the best way of getting mercy. It's your choice now, whether you want it or not. Please read this up to this point, anyone who did not read yet.
Prabhu,
Yes.
this verse clearly indicates the purpose of the Bhagavad Gita. The Lord instructs that one has to become fully Krishna conscious to discharge duties. As if in military discipline, such an injunction may make things a little difficult. Nevertheless, duties must be carried out with dependence on Krishna, because that is the constitutional position of the living entity. The living entity cannot be happy independent of the cooperation of the Supreme Lord, because the eternal constitutional position of the living entity is to become subordinate to the desires of the Lord. Arjuna was therefore ordered by Shri Krishna to fight as if the Lord were his military commander.
Prabhuji, can you please show your 2 cents on this one? Please show that.
Huh?
Whatever you read, can you please explain to us, please, Prabhuji?
Okay, Prabhu. My understanding on this particular paragraph, Prabhu, is that a couple of things stand out. One is it's very important. Devotional life requires discipline. It's not a question of doable if able. Sometimes the mind is very much attracted. I feel nice doing it. Sometimes we feel bored or lethargic, whatever it may be. So, no, that's not how bhakti is done. Bhakti requires discipline, whether I like it, whether I don't like it. I have to do it. So that was the first thing which came up, and especially with military discipline. In military, there is so strict, it's not like the corporate world. Corporate world, if you don't like what your boss says, you have the option of leaving the company and going somewhere else.
Easiest
But
way.
in military,
Easiest way.
yeah,
Leave and go.
if you can disagree, whatever it is. And in military, they say yours is not to question why, yours is but to do and die.
Absolutely.
So on the battlefield, the soldier cannot be second guessing the commander's order. The commander says charge. And even if there are bullets and bombs, he has to charge. He cannot second guess it. And if he does, they actually shoot on the battlefield itself. So similarly, our bhakti may seem to be so strict, but the strictness is required. That's what I feel, this military discipline.
Absolutely.
And the other important point is of Krishna, that everything, whatever end of the day, there is dependence on Krishna. So yes, we will charge against Maya. Whatever she throws at us, we will keep whatever is the sadhana. But without dependence on Krishna, nothing can be accomplished.
Beautiful. So thank you so much,
Hope it's
Prabhuji.
okay, Prabhu.
Oh, no, such a wonderful, wonderful realization, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for sharing. Absolutely. Thank you. Okay. Any other devotee would read this paragraph, please? Devotees, as I said, we are mute whole day. Please open your mouths and glorify the Supreme Lord through the shlokas and translations. These are the devotional exercises of Srila Prabhupada, all these purports. We should be fortunate enough to read these things, devotees. Very rare chance to read this. Anyone on this call, please? No one? Satyabhama Mataji, go ahead. Okay, I think, am I audible?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I'm driving.
Oh, theek hai, chalo, no problem. Anybody who's not driving can read?
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. One has to sacrifice everything for the goodwill of the Supreme Lord, and at the same time discharge a prescribed duty without claiming the proprietorship. Arjuna not have to consider the order of the Lord. He had only to execute his order. The Supreme Lord is the soul of all the souls. Therefore, one who depends solely and wholly on the Supreme Soul without personal consideration, or in another word, one who is fully Krishna consciousness, is called
Adhyatma Chetas.
Chetas. And Nirashit means that one has to act on the order of the master, but should not expect fruitive results. The cashier may count millions of dollars for the employer, but he does not claim a cent for himself. Similarly, one has to realize that nothing in the world belongs to any individual person, but that everything belongs to the Supreme Lord.
Does anybody click any shloka? But that everything belongs to Supreme Lord from Ishopanishad. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Everything belongs to Krishna. And also this reminds me 529, Bhoktaram Egatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Sridham Sarva Bhutanam Gyatmam Shantam Vidyati, that we have false proprietorship. We lord over the material nature with false proprietorship, thinking this is mine, this is yours, this country is mine, this country is yours, this is mine. It's a false proprietorship. No one has right, because everything belongs to Krishna. When you develop such consciousness, Arjuna did not have to consider the order of the Lord. He had only executed his orders. So we have been given Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam as instructions, or spiritual master instruction. We don't have to, we have to follow their orders. The Supreme Lord is the soul of all souls. He is a super soul. Therefore, one who depends solely and wholly on the Supreme Soul without personal consideration, or in other words, one who is fully Krishna conscious, is called Adhyatma Chetas. Adhyatma, that's a fully depending on Krishna. What is that? Rupa Goswami explains also beautifully. What is the full Krishna consciousness is? Anyabilashita shonyam, jnana karmadi anarrutam, anukula yena Krishna anushilanam bhakti uttamam. Anukula yena Krishna anushilanam. But we don't do that. What is anukula for us, we try to do it. That is how we have developed what is Krishna likes, what Krishna wanted us to do it. Mostly what we do, what we like, we do, then we offer results to Krishna. That's okay too, because in Grahastha Dharma, we don't have pure devotion. We have Karma Mishram Bhakti, Jnana Mishram Bhakti, but that is okay. But putting in the Krishna in the center that's what we need to learn. Nirhasi means that one has to act the order of the master, but should not expect fruitive results. This is what we are reading in. It is no expectation of fruitive results. Give it to Krishna. Well, Prabhupada gives beautiful. Cashier may count millions of dollars for his employer, but he does not claim a cent himself. He goes home with empty hands. Though he, in the bank cashier also, right? He counts so much money, but nothing belongs to him. In the same way, we have taken this material world, as a coming as a human being. When we come without anything. When you go, we go with empty hands. That's why one time, the Alexander Great told his people that when I die, when you carry my dead body, leave my two hands openly outside like this. People, let them see I'm carrying nothing in my hands, because he had a greatest desire to conquer whole world. He came to India also, but he realized that ultimately, end of his life, nothing comes when we leave this body. Only comes whatever we have done, devotional service to Krishna, my dear devotees. That only belongs to us. If you're intelligent enough, think what comes with me when I leave, not what I'm going to leave here. See, you leave here, properties, buildings, bank balance, okay? And sons and daughters, they fight on each other. They do first Shraddha together, second Shraddha they do individually, third Shraddha they forget about you. That's the reality of the picture, devotees. Okay, so that's why I'm not saying no total neglect your kids or wife. Do whatever you can do, but also think about yourself. What comes with me when I leave this body? That is intelligence, Prabhupada writes. What comes with me when I leave? Okay. Any devotee, last paragraph. Please, we conclude from here, please. From this one here onwards. Okay, no one is there. Then I can read, okay. So that is a real purport of Mayi, or unto me. And when one acts in such Krishna consciousness, certainly he does not claim proprietorship over anything. This consciousness is called Nirmama, or nothing is mine. And if there is any reluctance to execute such a stern order, which is without consideration of so-called kinsmen in the body relationship, the reluctance should be thrown off. In this way, one may become Vigata Jvara, or without feverish mentality or lethargy. Everyone, according to his quality and position, has a particular type of work to discharge. And all such duties may be discharged in Krishna consciousness, as described above. That will lead one to the path of liberation. Prabhupada beautifully putting, Prabhupada concludes very beautifully by the definition of Krishna consciousness, a path of liberation, perfection of the human life. Mostly I am observing his Prabhupada's purports ends with, that is the best we can do as a human being. That's the perfection of the life. That's the path of liberation. Look at how beautifully he encourages us. Reading Prabhupada's purports, as I said, these are his devotional ecstasies, writing, what is pure Krishna consciousness? Discharging duties. Which consciousness? What a type of work? To discharge, and all such duties will be discharged in Krishna consciousness, described above. What is above? Nothing belongs to me. Everything belongs to Krishna. He gave examples of cashier, bank cashier. He counts money, but nothing belongs to him. We also came here. We may temporarily possessing this building, that building, this bank balance, that bank balance. But one fine day we have to leave, and nothing comes with us. Okay, that is how only the devotional service which have performed for Krishna, that comes with us. So again, I'm not saying, don't work hard, go and beg on the street. That's not our purpose. My spiritual master always says that bhakti is a dedication, not a renunciation. So we have to follow that. And act in Krishna consciousness, make our lives easy. Beautifully glorifying the Supreme Lord. And in the same way, the 18.10, how we should work in mode of goodness. That is what 330 explained, how we should work in the mode of goodness, giving results to Krishna, Ruti, that's called Nishkama. That's how then, he says, if you do that, one such person situated in transcendence should be understood to be most intelligent. Look at that, most intelligent and beyond all doubts for his activities. Okay, devotees, I would like to stop here. And please forgive me if I have misspoken anything which is not aligned with Shastra. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Are we all there on the right? Okay. Anybody has any questions or any what you call realizations to add here?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Who is this?
Yeah, this is Satyabhama.
Mataji.
I was driving, so like
No problem. No, I appreciate, even though you're driving, you're listening class. That shows how determined you are. Thank you so much.
Wonderful class, Prabhuji, and sorry for that.
That's okay.
Is for seva and I could not do. I feel really sad, bad inside.
No
That's
problem.
all to
That's
tell
all
you.
right. That's all right. No problem. No
Thank
issues. Krishna is so merciful, Mataji.
I know we got such a nice, wonderful congregation, Prabhuji.
Absolutely.
Association. Like yesterday, that Kirtan program also. When we eat together, sing together, chant together, it's really amazing, right?
Absolutely.
Like Sundays, continuous with the devotees association.
What else we need? We billionaires who won't get this opportunity, Mataji. How many yagnas, how many Ashwamedha yagas we might have done in these lifetimes to get this kind of wonderful life.
And that's why today I just one article I was reading, and there was a picture like they showed like we meet someone and we get to make a friendship with that person. So it's not like this lifetime. Earlier, so many lifetimes we were known each other. That's why we got to meet now this birth and came so close. So I always feel like this congregation, devotees and all that, there is no name of relationship, but beyond everything. If we don't see that devotee one Sunday, we feel like, oh,
like yes, like itna saal ho gaya. Absolutely, I feel the same way, Mataji. Absolutely.
Thank you to our dear Srila Prabhupada, like
absolutely.
how he gave such a treasure to us.
Absolutely. Immeasurable. Thank you for sharing your heart, Mataji. Thank you so much. So any other devotees? Please speak up, When you speak, Mataji, how nicely Mataji spoke, it keeps us happy.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Someone doesn't have a question. I had one which is, I've been trying to find the answer.
You're asking me a unqualified person.
That's the biggest qualification. So Prabhuji, or anyone on the call,
sure.
I had heard in one lecture a long time back, there is a Vaishnav saint, and I forget who, and I'm not sure whether that.
Bilavamangala Thakur?
No, from South India.
Oh, South India.
And
He's from South India.
I think from South India, I'm not sure.
Mm.
And his thing was he was so attached to Krishna, and he used to always do worship and always offer. So he told Krishna that, Krishna, you are all perfect. What is it that I can give you? There's nothing I can give you except my imperfections. Because you're all perfect, you don't have imperfections. So I can only offer you my imperfection. That was his consciousness and mood, the attachment to Krishna. I'm forgetting who it is. I heard it in a lecture. I was trying to figure. I did Google search and all, but I couldn't come up with anything. So maybe if someone remembers this,
maybe Simeshwar Prabhu.
Simeshwar Prabhu, or Simeshwar Prabhu.
Long memory. Prabhu has very good memory. It's not Ramanujacharya or any other sampradaya, right?
I suspect it is Prabhu, South Indian saint, but I may be wrong. Could be someone from Vrindavan also. But this was his mood that I don't have anything to give you except my imperfections. All my anarthas, please take it. This is what I offer at repeat.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, is that Kulshekhar Alwar or something?
That's what we just read is Munkadamala Sotra, Kulshekhar Alwar, right?
I don't know. Could be. Maybe we can find out.
He is. Shlokas are so beautiful, Kulshekhar Alwar. That's a famous shloka, right? When I'm dying, my throat is choken. Please take me when all my body parts are working. Such a beautiful.
Yeah, when I'm young, correct.
Krishna Tvadiya Padapankaja Panjarastam Advaitame Vishitamana Raja Hamsa Prana Prainasa Samaye Kapavata Pitte Kantovarodana Smaran Kutaste. My dear Krishna, take me when all my body parts are good. When I say words Krishna, please take me. Don't put me until my kapavata is choked. I cannot call your names. Such a amazing realizations. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else on the call to add anything or anything?
Prabhuji, I don't recollect. I mean, Villamangalam Thakur said the mention.
Villamangalam,
mentioned that Krishna, even if you leave my heart, and I will not leave you from my heart.
Correct.
It's so beautiful, so wonderful. I will not leave you from my heart, even if you leave from my heart.
I love that Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj sings that Krishna, that song Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Hare Kurunam Hata Pandavanam Dusasanena Drutavastra Kesha Krishna Tadam Sharananyanada Govinda Damodara. If you did not hear any devotee request, Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj beautifully sang. I almost hear once in a day this Bilomangal Thakur the Damodara Stuti. Beautiful, he sang.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll search for it. Mardhan, I don't recollect who mentioned that.
Okay, Prabhu. I was doing Google search, but I couldn't come up with anything. So I thought only devotees, someone may recollect.
Yeah, they mainly the South Indian saints, Ramanujacharya, Madhavacharya, Villamangalam Thakur, Kulshekhara
Alwar, yeah, beautiful.
Yamunacharya,
Ramanujacharya, Guru, yeah.
Yeah. Shankaracharya.
No, I may be mistaken. It may not be a South Indian saint. It could also be someone from the north or elsewhere. But that was the thing which struck me, was that Krishna, I can't give you anything except my anarthas. So he makes an offering of his anarthas. I mean, of course, it's that level love that he had. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, dear devotees, you'd like to add? Any other reflections? Okay, if nothing else, then let's conclude today's session. Thank you, Govardhan Bhakta Prabhu, for such a wonderful class. Let's pay our obeisance to all the assembled Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Vancha kalpatarubhasya.
Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nanda Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Hari bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Thank you, Govardhan
Thank
Bhakta
you,
Prabhu.
everybody.
Krishna.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.